Oh, so crazy when you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Oh, so crazy when you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Boulevard.
Fasten your seatbelts, everyone. Grab a beverage. Here comes the lame. I'm still working out an intro. I'm still working out an intro. I don't know, it's like, here comes the... I'm joined by Jedi Joe. Hey, Jedi Joe. Jedi Joe, 165-degree weather, wearing hoodie. Obviously benefiting from central air conditioning.
Yeah, it's really... am I muted, first off?
No, I've unmuted you. I've unmuted you.
I'm in the basement, and I'm right under, like, the vents. It is kind of toasty. I might switch it up. So, but hello, welcome, everyone.
Hello, and welcome to Here Comes the Lame. Quick update. Happy football. Happy football. Happy football. Quick betting.
This is my football, the FanDuel.
Yeah. You're like a FanDuel quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Big night tonight. Day one. Night one.
I'm excited to watch my New York Football Giants, and I'm excited to watch my fantasy football team. But the Lions play the Chiefs tonight. I don't have anybody playing. So, it's like, what do I care? I don't love football that much.
Put a penny on the game.
I realized that last February, I put 10 cents on the 49ers to win this year's Super Bowl. So we're pulling for the 49ers this year. 68 cents. 68 cents. I don't know. It's like plus 680 or something like that.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, so 10 cents to win 68. We're pulling hard. Quick betting tip, and I was telling you this before we went on stream. Tonight, Arrowhead Stadium, day one of the NFL season. Chiefs by 1 million. That's my tip for you.
It'll be a pretty good. We'll be giving updates during the show because we're going to be doing this during.
I'm gonna need some updates. So yeah, but I don't have any bets tonight. I don't have any fantasy players, so I could care less. Do you have any money riding on this game?
Yeah, I have a weird bet. I'm betting on the over on one slip, and then I'm betting on the Lions to go up by 7 at any point, and then or win, and then I have a big long shot on another slip.
Would you do like a 20 thing parlay, 20 leg parlay?
It was like 6 or 7. It was like Mahomes to throw 3, also to throw 225, and then this guy to rush, and this guy to get a touchdown, this other guy to get a touchdown, the over to be hit.
Wow, so
just a whole bunch of random things.
But it was
only
rich.
like a max wager of 10, so like whatever.
You're gonna be rich by the end of this game.
Yeah, it'll add a profit boost. Well, you'll know. I'll start jumping around. I mean, it's only like a $250 payout. I did hit a $260 payout on the Phillies this week, though.
Wow.
I hit on a free bet on a deposit. Like they match what you deposit into your FanDuel account. So I put in like $100. They gave me 50 back in free bets. I just put the $100 back in my account, take the 50, put it on a Trey Turner home run, very first at bat in the first inning. Or no, I think it was the second at bat. I'm sorry.
Bryce Harper shaved.
He did. I also shaved too, but my beard wasn't as big as his.
Well, because he hadn't gotten a hit.
Like 0 for 19 or something like that?
Yeah, since he hadn't gotten a hit since he hit his 300th home run.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen too.
And he shaved the beard.
And it was like 100th home run, and then like a day off. And they're off today too. They're always off on Thursdays. So that's why I'm always like sketched out by like travel days and like the day off. And I'm like, oh, they're hot. Right now they're going to get cold. And they're very affected by that kind of stuff sometimes.
Well, they're looking good. They are in the wild card hunt, if not the lead.
No, they're the lead. They're winning. They're ahead by 5. So.
Fuck the Phillies. Fuck Bryce Harper. And you know what? While we're at it, fuck the Mets, too. Don't even care. I'm over it. Football, baby. It's football. It was a crazy week in wrestling. Quick updates on Bray Wyatt's death and Terry Funk's death. Both still dead. So that's been going on. Not a work. CM Punk fired since last time.
CM Punk also dead.
Also not a work, apparently. We will be getting into AEW. We will be reviewing All Out. We will be reviewing WWE Payback. We will be previewing the Superstar Spectacle.
In Hyderabad.
Hide your butt, India.
Hide your butt? Okay.
You don't have to hide your butt in India. You only have to hide your butt in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta hide everything there. In your neck.
You know, Natalya and Rhea Ripley, they will finally get to have their match that they wanted. With their butts out. Yeah, with their butts out. So how's video game life? What are you playing in video games? You've recently started putting dozens and dozens of hours into AEW Fight Forever, I'm sure.
Is it on sale? Did I miss something? No, I didn't. I haven't not. I'm sorry. I've been playing Sea of Stars, which is a pretty fun JRPG. Indie.
Yeah, I was hearing about it.
The same people who did The Messenger, if you've heard of that.
Nope.
But yeah, it's like Chrono Trigger meets like Super Mario RPG. Pretty fun. The story's kind of whatever so far. I'm not that far into it, but between like JRPG elements and like timing of hits and all that kind of cool stuff, it's pretty fun. It's a good soundtrack too.
Sounds cool.
My buddy wants me to play Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm not taking that bait.
He wants to start a whole campaign with you.
No, he already bought it and he's into it, but he also game flops, so I don't want to buy it and then him not go through the whole campaign. You know what I mean? Like I just bought Sea of Stars. He can wait.
Yeah, I mean it's a big commitment. It's hundreds of hours.
That's fine. I got I'll play at night, but it's like or in the morning, whenever. And he's also living in Vietnam. He's from Philly and he lives in Vietnam, so it's like a 12-hour difference. Like whatever it is here, it's AM there, so it's like 8 AM there now. So
Joe, I think you should play Baldur's Gate with your friend from Vietnam.
Yeah, I think so too, but he should have probably made that call a few weeks ago.
I wonder if
Pablo Obscurity World.
I wonder if you can start a co-op campaign and flip-flop. And you start a character, you do co-op, and then when your friend's not around, can you do stuff without them?
I think that's what he's doing now. Like he's doing probably stuff on his own or with somebody else, and then you can do also. You could probably create another character, or maybe it's a different story in co-op. It sounds like there's just a shit ton of content. So
yeah. Well, apparently, if you don't play with a friend, you get companions and stuff. So,
okay.
So the companions take the place of your friends. Speaking of companions, Starfield came out. You have any interest at all in Starfield?
I love Bethesda, but not at the moment now. Time is weird at the moment, so.
Yeah, I'm not really that into it.
These games are like $70 a pop plus tax.
Yeah, crazy.
If I win these bets, I'll buy. If I win any of these bets tonight, I'll buy Baldur's Gate. How about that?
Hey, Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown this Sunday.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one we need.
I mean, that's a gimme. You put that in every week, lock it in.
Yeah, I think that might be the only bet I take this week on the game. I'm trying not to be get really grimy with these bets like I did last season, just like 10-leg parlays. Why is it not hitting? I lost half a yard. Oh God. I can't do that to my mental state anymore. So
yeah, we're going to try not to be such degenerate gamblers this year.
We're going to be good gamblers.
Yeah, we're going to be good.
I already am making money, but we're going to make a lot of money.
We're going to make a lot of gambling money.
Derrick Henry, maybe anytime touchdown with like some yards on that same slip too. And that's it.
More like
Derrick. That's all you put on it. Bunch of yards and a touchdown. That's it.
Maybe Derrick Henry anytime injury.
Oh, what do you mean? No.
Anyway, so shout out Brent, shout out Urka, Brian in the chat. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in every week. What is it? Is week 5 for us? 6? 5?
6.
5 or 6.
6.
And feel free to tell your football friends that we are giving away the most coveted gambling advice and have them stop in and give us an update on the score, maybe. Give us an update on the game.
Yeah, I'll have it up the side here.
That's
so.
how we are better than other wrestling podcasts, because we actually care about other things, you know? You know this wrestling pundit from Mat Men, Andrew Zakarian or whatever, Andrew Z something? Well, he's like one of these pundits. He's one of these insiders who's breaking his news on Twitter. And one day I was coming out of work and I see he lives in my neighborhood, and he had just gotten a haircut. And I was like, oh, hey. He's like, hey. I was like, hey, I work over here. So we started talking. And he's like, oh, you know, something about Sean Ross Sapp annoying. We came together and agreed that Sean Ross Sapp annoys the shit out of us. And he goes, yeah, man, I can't even keep up with this insider stuff anymore. You know, these guys, they got to always be on their phones and stuff. And if you're an NFL insider and you're always on your phone, chances are you're getting paid good money from ESPN or getting paid forever. It's like these wrestling pundits, they just do it to be important. They work their whole entire day, 24 hours a day, texting their sources, getting texts from their sources. Maybe they don't get a text back, so they just make a wild assumption, wild sweeping generalization, and they're doing it all just for the cloud, and they don't even know that tonight is opening night of football. They don't have a friend in Vietnam trying to play Baldur's Gate with them. They don't know about Bryce Harper shaving their beard. Sean Ross Sapp just learned how to grow a beard. So I took that as and Andrew Zakarian, he was like, yeah, man, of course. You know, of course you're annoyed because you got other stuff going on. And you know what, Andrew? You're right. I do have other stuff going on. I'm just not doing it right now this second, but I could.
Not in this deli. Bacon, egg, and cheese. You ever see that video of that guy that freaked out? He's in a New York deli and he's like, oh, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese. He's like, $6. Like, I ain't paying no $6 on bacon, egg, and cheese, bro. You got me tight, bro. I ain't paying no $6 for no bacon, egg, and cheese.
I mean, $6, that's 12 50-cent bets for who could win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know. So, you know, you could be sleeping, rolling in bacon, egg, and cheeses if you just listen to us and play your cards right. Before we get to AEW, which will be in the later half of the program, since we are on the topic of gambling, talk to me about your DraftKings pool, your all-out pool.
So it was, we didn't have the questions last week, right? The questions didn't get updated till like day of, I think. That's how much of a mess AEW is. They can't even get the matches and the stipulations and the questions to DraftKings in a matter of time.
They could have just emailed somebody at DraftKings to make them up for them.
So ended up being 8 questions on the pool. Let me pull it up. I got 5 of the 8.
Well, it was 8 questions all surrounding the main event, which was Orange Cassidy and John Moxley.
And Moxley. So, one moment. It says I got 5 of 8, but I actually got 6 of 8. So they owe me like $2. The first, all right, I'll explain. First question was, who will attempt the first pinfall? I said John Moxley. I was right. How many lazy kicks will Orange Cassidy give to John Moxley? Now, this is where I messed up. I did this within 30 seconds. I just went down the whole thing.
Me too. I didn't even think about my answers. I just went for it.
How many did you get?
48 cents worth, because I'm seeing that I have 48 cents in my account, which I wish I knew before the game started, because I would have put my money on. The game
hasn't started. You still have 4 more minutes. Quick.
Oh, hold on. We got to put
it on the Detroit money line.
Hold on. Well, I saw there was a super boost, Joe.
There you go. That super boost is kind of weird, but you can go with it.
Oh, dude, I'm on Ross St. Brown, 15 yards, receiving yards in the first quarter.
Do it.
Yeah, we're gonna put 10 cents on that one.
So yeah, the lazy kicks he ended up doing was 6+. Now, if anyone watched the match, he gave 3 lazy kicks and then he proceeded to like boot the hell out of Moxley's face, which I don't think should count as lazy kicks. So that's already the first fucked part of this. Number of times John Moxley hits the paradigm shift. This is the one that really triggered me. I said it was going to be under 2. It ended up being over 2, but I don't think DraftKings knows the difference between a paradigm shift and the Death Rider.
I don't think I know the difference between the paradigm
So
shift.
the paradigm shift, both are off of a double of an underhook style. So the paradigm is an underhook, double underhook DDT, where so the Death Rider is a double underhook, like high angle driver. So he did that twice, but they
so
decided
that's when he like lifts him, puts
like he goes all the way up, or he could just like suplex him, like he's depending on I guess how bad their neck or how big the guy is or whatever. So I got screwed on that too. A number of times Orange Cassidy successfully hits the orange punch. I said over 2. I figured they were just going to abuse that. Who will bleed in the match? I said both, which was kind of stupid. I should have just said orange, and it was. Who will the outside interference? No, I got that. Will the international title be a weapon? No, I got that. And then it was 16 minutes, 30-second over. I got that too. So I should have got at least 6 right and had $2.50. And I should have also read that question a little better, but I wouldn't have said 6. I said 0 to 1 because I thought he was just going to maybe do one, either not get in any at all or do one and then just get like clotheslined. You know what I mean? Which I think is what kind of happened, but he ended up doing 6 of them and then getting that's a fucked match to put stipulations like that or questions behind.
Yeah, I put no lazy kicks.
Yeah, same. I put 0 to 1. Yeah,
I figured, this is going to be a new orange. Like he's not going to do it, or
that
like
too.
Moxley.
That's what I was also about too. But then he did. But then what about the people that were at the 2 to 4 one or 2 to 3, whatever that was? And he did do 3, but then he started doing those huge boots to him. That shouldn't count as a lazy kick because it's not a lazy kick.
Oh,
he
so
took his
what
hands
you're
out of
saying
his
is that they
pocket.
counted that as a lazy.
So yeah, so a lazy is this, right? You just like touch,
Thank you. Display it.
starts going like this. He starts going like this. That's not lazy.
No, not at all.
So yeah.
Is there a way to bet on Patrick Mahomes to throw 4 touchdown passes?
If you go to passing props, maybe
Right, passing props.
it should be like alternate touchdown passes somewhere in there.
No, we're only getting over under. All right, we'll just go over.
Keep scrolling down.
No, I already did. Plus, I have a wrestling pod to be on. All right,
Yeah.
so here are my bets. Wow. I had 48 cents from the pool, and I just put it all on the game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I did 18 cents Patrick Mahomes over 2.5 touchdown passes. Chiefs money line 20 cents. And Amon-Ra St. Brown. We did that. We did the super boost. 15 plus. He just needs 2 catches in the first quarter. I think we got this. Ooh. Yeah, the pool was
Good
fun.
luck to you.
Thank you. If you're going to have these questions regarding how many lazy kicks, and if you're going to get into the minutia of a paradigm shift versus a Death Rider, yeah, you should have somebody taking the results who knows what to look for.
Not some mark at DraftKings that just started watching wrestling 4 years ago.
Yeah, and not some mark at AEW who just started watching wrestling 4 years ago either.
Or 4 months ago. Who knows?
Did you, I guess we will talk about it, but are you like a big Orange Cassidy fan now? He won you over? Because you see, he's unhinged now in his own right.
I like him now, yeah.
Oh,
He's
so
a
it
Philly-
worked. It worked for you.
Yeah, he is a Philly guy, but all the Philly guys look bad in AEW. Like Chucky T. I mean, I know Orange Cassidy's super over, but I never really liked him. So, but he's his thing is he's saying oh, I don't have a catchphrase, but that's the catchphrase.
See what they did there?
Yeah. All right, we'll talk more about it later, though.
Yeah, let's get to some WWE stuff. You texted me multiple times this week telling me that Samantha Irvin is the worst. And you're not talking about her singing He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, even. You're talking about some other cringe.
That's just like more cringe off her Instagram, where like someone is recording her, like now she's like part of the show. Like she's taking away from the wrestlers and like the in-ring talent, like with their announcements, like, oh, I'm reacting. I'm reacting ringside. Wait, he won? Okay. And here is your winner. I'm like, oh God. And then she'll be like, oh yeah, I did a good job. Yeah, yeah. Smirk at the camera. Put it on. All right, put that on.
Does she have a cameraman like on
yes,
the knee?
yes. Not on the knee, but she has like the bell keeper, timekeeper, whatever. Like
she's like, could you just take my phone and Instagram me?
The whole show, some just guy, like the grip, or the guy who like has the camera wire, like that follows the cameraman.
Yeah, she's like, hey, stop what you're doing. Take an Instagram of me announcing these victors. Yeah, her, Mike Rome, and Justin Roberts can all shut up, if you ask me.
Mike Rome is the one that kind of looks like Ryan Seacrest kind of looking there.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
He's all right.
He's like the other one who does. He's as far as Justin Roberts, Samantha Irvin, Mike Rome is the least offensive out of all of them, but he's still pretty bad.
I don't know why they do this. I mean, NXT definitely, it used to like train people to do like, kind of like a growl, with their announcing, because like Hunter was there and he was big into metal, I guess. So he's like, yeah, do a little growl, da 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 da, like put that behind it. But now it's just they're going too far in and they're straining their voices. And we'll talk about it later at Payback. She did the main event, like the in-ring announcements, and her voice was shot by the main. So you're doing all this and straining your voice,
Yeah,
and now when the camera is on you, when the light is on you, and you need to be at 100%, you're not. Your voice is now cracking.
Yeah, probably should grab a hot tea with honey, The Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. Yeah, no, I can't do it. No.
So Payback happened.
Oh, it happened, all right.
Wrestling happened.
Let me pull up my notes.
John Cena in the house, looking more and more like Ernest every single time.
Yeah. Where are my notes? Oh, okay, Payback, a glorified Raw.
Yeah, pretty much. John Cena hosted, and did you see he that shot of him with like the sport coat and the freaking tie on? He looks like Ernest hosts a wrestling thing.
Yeah, Ernest goes to wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he somehow found himself in a hosting role, and then he found himself in a special referee role. And then I just saw a clip today where it's like him and he's surrounded backstage by like 5 referees and they're all talking to him at the same time. And he's like, guys, because he's trying to get some advice on how to be a referee. 20 years in wrestling, and he needs to ask some 22-year-old, NXT flunky dropout how to be a referee. I don't know. Seems a little far-fetched to me.
Big younger, yeah. But this Becky Lynch Trish Stratus match, did you see that? The opener?
Yeah, I did. And they had that crazy match on Raw where they beat this shit. Well, no. I was corrected on our last show. It was Zoe Stark and Becky, and Trish was involved. It was the Raw before Payback, and that match was insane, and they beat the shit out of each other. And I think Trish Stratus is like 63, maybe 64. So she's taking a superplex from the cage. She's doing all this crazy stuff. She posted, I guess she bruises easily. She needs some more iron. She has an iron deficiency, I think.
Like a bump like this big on her forehead.
And but they were her elbow. She had like swellbo.
Yeah, swellbo. They were going pretty hard in the match. I mean, it was the match of the night, I think, and that seems to be the general opinion online.
And I'm not even into Becky Lynch anymore. I think she's kind of annoying to me, but yeah, man.
Man gimmick. She's back to the man gimmick now.
Right. Oh, I didn't even notice
the man
it changed.
comes around. The man comes around.
she's like missing a brain cell, I think.
She's cool though. I've met her. She was really cool. So
All right, hey, if you say so. If she's got the Jedi Joe
handler,
stamp
the
of approval.
handler. So like like I get sometimes like shit signed by like wrestlers and stuff. That was kind of like why I was like going to meet her also. But I had her sign something, and then I was like, yeah, I was like, can you write send for the man or whatever the saying was on when they would corpse on Botchamania. Do you know this segment on Botchamania?
Yeah, send for the man. Yes.
Send for the man. That's what it was. Send for the man. I was like, can you write send for the man? Because she had the man gimmick. She's like, where's that from? I was like, Botchamania. And she's like, oh, Botchamania. Oh, okay, yeah. And then they give you like an 8x10 and they have the handler there, right? And they're like, oh, this is for you. I was like, Becky, you mind signing this too? And the guy's like, oh, no. And then by time she was like, signed it and then gave it back to me, I was like, oh, thank you. And then kept it moving.
Nice. Yeah, she was just in the autograph mode.
I mean, she just doesn't probably care what the rules are.
Well, it's like Ricky Bobby, where they're all having him sign stuff, and he turns around, just signs the baby. He doesn't even know what he signs. You just put something under the marker, and they will sign their name on it.
Yeah.
You just got to slide it right in under there. Yeah, that was probably the match of the night. Also, I guess I don't have the order here. What happened next? I have just the results.
It was LA Knight, Cena out first, and now he's the guest ref. Cena looks like Ernest again, goofy white dude.
Did you write Ernest as well in your notes?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. We didn't even call each other about that one. We just both decided Ernest.
I was up in the mountains too, so I had no signal. Yeah. Even though I was able to do the podcast, yeah. LA Knight wins. It was a whatever match.
Yeah, I'm sick of LA Knight actually, and I think this whole thing with the Miz exposed him as being lame. And I think more and more you're hearing the whisperings.
He's kind of been dumbed down a little bit by the Miz when he should have been. I don't know. Is it like because the Miz is a better promo?
Yes.
Is it because LA Knight is like, he's a little more nervous and messing up his lines? It's all these things. Yeah.
Well, it's very, very interesting. Well, just to kind of finish that concept, yeah, the Miz is better than LA Knight. And there are whisperings, everyone was super into LA Knight. Everyone loves saying the catchphrase. Everyone loves doing that. But, him and his fucking Grand Theft Auto San Andreas music, you're hearing the rumblings. You're seeing the comments kind of trend more towards 50-50 of like overrated, guy doesn't have his own gimmick, he walks like Stone Cold, talks like The Rock, wears skinny jeans and added some Timbs to try to fake some credibility, he's
losing a little steam. Yeah.
He's definitely losing steam, and it's just interesting because you remember a few weeks back, there was that whole Lufisto drama in AEW, right?
Yeah.
And Max tweeted... friend of the program, friend of the Bullies, Maxwell Jacob, tweeted, hey, if you've been in the business for 25 years and everyone says that you're super talented, but you have not yet made it, there's an issue there, and most likely the issue is you. It's like it's really hard to be a really good wrestler and be overlooked and a victim of circumstances for 25 years. Either you're hard to work with, or you're not humble, or there's some kind of issue there. So It's just interesting to kind of take that theory, that philosophy, and apply it to LA Knight. Why was Eli Drake, it's like, oh, he's been fighting for 20 years. Even John Cena was like, he's the definition of never give up. I wouldn't want some wrestler to say that about me. It's like, hey, John, say some good stuff about LA Knight. Well, he's the definition of never give up because he never accomplished anything until recently. It's like, that's not actually glowing. What's like, is it that LA Knight maybe shrinks a little bit as the moment gets bigger? Lights get hotter. Maybe our boy messes up his words a little bit, which he has been doing.
Because he's never been in that before. So he's got kind of like weird stage fright, I guess. Like he's never been in a higher... This might be the highest profile he's ever been at, the highest level he's ever been at, right?
Without question, yeah, without
question. We're like, he was in NWA, was he in Impact? Right?
Yes.
He was in Impact, right? Yeah, and then now he's in the E, and now he's on a pay-per-view or whatever, and he's kind of getting a push and stuff, and now he's doing something with Cena. Like, so yeah, it is kind of I don't know, maybe he just has to get used to it. Maybe
Well,
Miz
maybe,
wasn't the greatest,
because
pick
it's
for him.
nervousness is all relative, right? Because it's like if he's about to go out and do a promo in Impact with Matt Hardy, and in his LA Knight brain and his Eli Drake brain, he's saying to himself, "This is the biggest moment of my career." So the biggest moment of his career 5-10 years ago felt the same as the biggest moment of his career now, like in his own brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe it's not the nervousness. Maybe that at WWE, you have like a million people talking to you.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not even his own like getting nervous. It's just like there's like at Impact at NWA, it's like, okay, hey, this is really important to me. Boom, I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna be me, and whatever. Whereas WWE, you're getting rewrites, you're getting rights and rewrites, and there's a lot of moving parts, and who knows? Like it seems like up until you go through the curtain, you're getting your shit revised. So
Yeah, so it's hard
that,
to be now. Yeah.
Whereas like the Miz like has been doing that forever. Yeah, I to me the Miz fucking owned him throughout the whole rivalry. And so LA Knight wins. John Cena counts to 3. I didn't see how they picked it up on Monday. I know that.
Did you see the reluctant put over this of?
Did John Cena give him the rock thing? Did he give him the?
I did. Like the.
Meanwhile, John Cena.
He was going like this, and I was like, "Do it!" And he goes.
John Cena's coming back for like 10 dates. Like he's doing SmackDown for 10 weeks. And he's like, damn, like it's my first week here and I gotta
reluctant put over. Reluctant hand raise.
Yeah, so I saw that that whole match became The Miz fighting Invisible John Cena on Raw.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Hey, you should be happy, man. How many Invisible Man matches have we watched as independent wrestling fans? Really, we should all be clapping up for Invisible Man. He finally made it. Talk about 20 years of scratching and clawing.
Or give up.
Yeah, being told that you're never going to make it. Being told that you're never going to be on WWE television. The WWE will never do an Invisible Man segment. Well, guess what? The Invisible Man, he made it. He made it.
About time.
About time. Shout out for him. Never give up. Yeah, Miz beat up Invisible John Cena, but I don't know what LA Knight did. Or do we have to wait until tomorrow to see what LA Knight's going to do?
No. I mean, he's on Raw, right? Or are they're on SmackDown?
I'm not paying that much attention.
I'm not paying enough attention.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what LA Knight does from here. They better act quick because it's almost like he was more popular when the fans thought he was being held back than he is popular when they're trying to make him popular.
Yeah, the fans don't know what they want also, so that doesn't help either.
Oh, hold on. I'm currently watching a clip of John Cena. He's taking off his referee shirt. He's throwing it. He's staring at LA Knight. He's just talking. LA Knight's just talking absolute nonsense. All right, firm handshake. Respect.
Oh, okay. We don't gotta be friends. Okay. It's the sign of respect.
You don't gotta be friends. It's a sign of respect. Just shake his hand, LA Knight, you freaking idiot. All right, here we go. Oh, wow, that was firm. Give one of these.
What an endorsement.
What an endorsement. John Cena looks like he was being freaking... His family was being held hostage somewhere. Unless he
doesn't want to put anyone over. He's such a punk.
United States Championship. I took a little soiree during this one. Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory. Did Austin Theory recapture?
No. Rey
retained. Wow.
And there was a backstage segment with Becky gets interrupted by Tiffany Stratton. I had a little bit of an Facebook argument about this Tiffany Stratton today.
Oh boy. Facebook argument.
Yeah, Facebook. Not an argument. I was just enlightening. And I commented, it was like a Tiffany Stratton photo. And I was like, Mandy Rose 2.0. And someone says, they were pushing her even during the Mandy era. And I said, yeah, I know. But no, I told the guy, I was like, basically, any of these girls in NXT, including her, are all like marketed around being on the Brazzers website. So, someone said that like, oh, well, she doesn't. He's in denial. He's like, oh, they don't fit the mold or yada yada. And I was like, isn't someone's finisher in NXT where they take their giant ass and sit on another girl? If that isn't marketed around sex and whatever, and large body parts, then I don't know what. And the guy's like, oh well, now that I think about it, yeah. Okay.
He's like, wow, Joe, you're right. I will go jerk off to this now. Thanks.
Google it. I know what the site is, man.
I was watching this whole thing for Talented Wrestling, Joe. You just completely.
It's funny how like wrestling fans like try to be like that. Like they try to be like these white knights, and they're just simps in the end. It's so funny.
Well, but I don't even think it's performative. I think they've actually rewired their own horniness to convey and like just so that they could sleep at night. Because horniness bad. Nikita Lyons, great talent though. Great talent. So.
Roundhouse kick and stuff. So yeah, apparently it's going to be Becky versus Tiffany on NXT this week.
Nice.
Steen and Zayn versus Balor, and I put Punishment. Still calling him Punishment Martinez.
Well, that's what happens when he grabs the mic and tries to do a promo. It's just straight punishment.
I will defeat you in this ring. Interferences from everyone and their grandma. Judgment Day wins because they were on the T-shirt and the chair art. So that was,
of course,
pretty obvious. And now they have a whole bunch of titles.
Well, you knew
I
that
saw someone.
WWE loves doing factions with all the titles.
Someone compared them to Evolution. Somebody was like, same energy. I was like, bad fucking take, bro. Bad fucking take. Holy shit. These fans are Grayson Waller effect. Why does the ring announcer sound exactly like Justin Roberts? I think they have like another ring announcer besides my favorite, Sam Irvine.
John Roberts.
What the segment was just the Jey Uso gets traded or whatever to, what was it, Raw, or like it
right,
was like
Cody used his political influence.
That's what it was, yeah.
He called the mayor of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me ask you, are you a big hockey fan at all?
Used to be, because when I grew up in New York, I was a Rangers fan. That was like the big Messier, Brian Leach, Mike Richter days at the Garden. So I was definitely a fan then. And I was a Rangers fan, and then I was like living in Jersey, and I was like a Devils fan, and then I came to Philly, and then became kind of a Flyers fan, and now I just.
Okay, so your loyalties, your blood don't run that deep with your hockey loyalties.
No.
Because I was watching these clips of Kevin Owens and Zayn in the street fight, and it was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yeah. And obviously Kevin Owens is Canadian, right? And the Canadians, they love their hockey.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, for some reason, now I would bet, I'm not sure, but I would bet $1 million that Kevin Owens is not a fan of the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey team. He might be a fan of hockey, and he might be a fan of making money, but I don't think that he's a fan of Mario Lemieux. So he wore his Mario Lemieux jersey, and I was just thinking that if I was a Pittsburgh, did I say Pirates? I meant Pittsburgh Penguins fan. If I was a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, even if I loved Kevin Owens, I'd be like, that's a little lame, Kevin. And if I was Canadian, I'd be sitting at home looking at Kevin Owens being like, you poser? So I didn't like that. I didn't like the hockey. It's like maybe he's just a fan of hockey.
Yeah. I mean, I did like that they came out like that, and he was like, he gigged pretty hard too, and they were smashing him with a stick. So it was kind of like deathmatch goon. Like,
yeah, like hockey goon.
Yeah, hockey goon. I like that how often are they hitting people with hockey sticks? They don't do that much.
Well, and how often are you even seeing a mask as crimson as his was?
Yeah, that everyone was like, yo, he's bleeding. I'm like, yeah. Don't go to a death.
Before we go on with this, speaking of bleeding, just popped in my head. Did you see the clip from 2 nights ago where apparently Braun Breaker. He squashed somebody's head like a grape.
I saw this, and it just went black. It just
Right.
the film went black, oh God.
Well,
It
and
just
today,
killed the man.
today was a great example of how bad wrestling journalism is. Like, you see, in the NFL, hey, by the way, happy football, everybody. In the NFL, if Adam Schefter, like, goes on Twitter and says, like, I have a source close to the team saying this completely wrong thing. Like, the NFL players, the NFL sources, the NFL media would chastise that person. Like, if a person in the NFL or real sports reported as poorly as the top wrestling journalists report their sport, they would be run out of the industry. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, like if Adam Schefter was like, oh, this guy got traded, and then like the next day you're like, oh no, that wasn't true. He wouldn't have a job. Like you have to be accurate in your reporting in most reporting jobs, except for wrestling. So what I was getting at, Joe, is the guy got his head smashed like a grape. For those of you at home, Braun Breaker's a bad guy now, and if you remember the clip of the Undertaker smashing Vince McMahon's leg with the ring steps back in the day, it was like that, but with a guy's little bald head, right? and so it went black, right? And
Like when he came down, and then you heard dong.
Right, like it went black. It went black on like the crack, and like there was like maybe like a piped in and so then, obviously, even though the show went off the air, they had to like fucking put this guy in traction and wheel him out to make it look legit for the live audience. And of course, everyone's filming on their phones.
Yeah.
And I don't know, whatever. They put a little freaking cranberry sauce underneath the towel,
Yeah.
so it looked like this.
Right, or something, and it's like, oh God, they've gone too far.
Right, like they made it so it looked like some of his brains were leaking out of his head as he was getting carted off, right? But then, like before even noon today, Joe, there was all these reports from all the sites, from Fightful and Frightful and Flightful and all these freaking no DQ,
Halloween,
no count out, all these fucking things. No jumper. They all fucking reported that the spot went wrong and that the guy actually did sever his fucking cranium. And that Braun messed up the spot, and there was panic backstage that Shawn Michaels was running around like, ooh, ooh, and then it was a whole scene, and that the shit went wrong, and the raspberry cranberry sauce you saw, that was real blood, real brains, and then pretty much an hour that was reported all day today, and then an hour before we went on, I saw a new clip of a fan who was sitting right there filming, and it's like the guy's not hurt. It was nowhere near even going wrong. Like it was the most controlled shit. Like Braun basically moved the steps 2 feet to the right, just slammed them on the ground, nowhere near the guy's head. But I'm just saying. That's my long way of saying that wrestling journalism is stupid. Boulevard Bullies has always known that. But whatever.
Just a sidebar, 7-0 Lions.
Oh no, Joe! Big money!
$70.
Wow, who scored the touchdown?
I don't know. I just saw the number change to 7, sorry. And I'm trying to figure this out on
Wow, Joe, you are a gambling savant.
Oh, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
who'd you have for the yards?
Amra.
Oh, he already has 27.
Oh, dude. Plus
We already just
150?
won on the air. We both just won.
Keep it locked here for gambling victory success. I mean, that was a great call by you. Bold move, choosing the Lions money line, early payout.
Yeah. And I can now put it on to I don't know, someone else getting a touchdown or doing something
You
else.
just put it on a second half shutout in the favor of the Chiefs. That's the last time the Lions are going to score. Wow,
So yeah. Then we had Raquel versus Rhea.
The most famous woman in wrestling, Rhea Ripley, who she has, this is a big thing. Tiffany Stratton has it. I don't know what you call it, but it's like the butt wonder bra. You know what I'm talking about? It's like you put the straps.
Yeah, yeah. You push up your booty.
Yeah, you
cleavage.
push up. It's like a
the
it's like a,
thighs. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like a thigh strap that pushes up your butt. Rhea has been mastering that. And like the more she masters that, popularity grows as well. And now she added the Asuka over the pants thong, which it was blowing up my feed.
Yeah, yeah.
So now she's got the butt cleavage and the Asuka thong. Shout out! Hey, shout out! It must be hard to wrestle with
your
so
pants up,
many
right?
layers of things stuck up
with
your butt.
your like tights and like your underwear and like whatever they wear
Yeah,
all the way up.
Can't
your
be easy.
butt. But yeah, that match was just them bodying the shit out of each other. It was an alright match for them.
Yeah, it was like big meaty women.
They were
slapping
showing
meat.
off like they kept like flexing and like she's doing the back and she's doing flexing her biceps and like they just kept jockeying with that. It was all right.
Well, I mean, they needed somebody big to actually test Rhea. So Rhea's been squashing and killing. So this is like one that Rhea can kind of like fight back from underneath and win by the skin of her teeth. So it's
I kind of like Raquel, but she smiles way too much. They have her smiling too much. She'll be like doing the thing, showing the back and then
yeah,
No.
a lot of them have like very odd and the guys too. The guys and girls have like Miss America smile, like the morning show, like good
they
day
tell that's
in,
how they train them to like smile and shit.
Good Day in New York. Wake up
Yeah.
America type of situation.
No, you're right. Good Day, America.
Oh, but also, I'm sorry, Ripley's gear, the headline for Ripley's gear was not just the over the clothes thong. It was that she paid homage to China.
Oh yeah,
She had,
yeah.
like
all
the
the
China
stars.
studded.
Yeah, it looked good. Yeah. And then the main was Seth versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
I know it's your back. Your back.
See the Nakamura's entrance where it was all like this anime.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that shit was great. Wish they would do more.
Nakamura, totally cool again.
Yeah.
So
Great
cool.
mood was ringside.
Right?
And then I I also wrote down my back, his back, blah 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 blah. Because the announcing was just they kept mentioning
All
it
about the
over
back.
and over again.
Have you ever seen the Will Ferrell Saturday Night Live skit, which I'm about to tell you? It's going to be a bad story, but it's Will Ferrell and his wife or whatever. Will Ferrell is a character, his wife, and I guess they're like weird middle-aged swingers. That's like the gimmick, is that Will Ferrell and his weird wife, they're like tantric, sexy swingers on Saturday Night Live, and they're in a hot tub, and they're trying to beckon like the normal couple. Hey, come join us in the hot tub. And it's just a vehicle for Will Ferrell to say all his hilarious like stuff. Oh, come let me touch your hair. What?
Is it a reoccurring bit that they?
I don't know. It's reoccurring in
feel like
my
I
life
have-
because, I think it is a reoccurring bit. They're like the weird tantric sex people.
Because I'm thinking like Night at the Roxbury. I'm like, no, that's not it. And then the one where he's like the scientist, like, oh yeah.
Oh, no, it's neither of those. But it was on the Best of Will Ferrell DVD, so I've watched it a million times, and I guess like they're like so they eventually blah 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 whatever happens, they creep out the couple, the other couple like leaves the hot tub, and then so that him and whoever it is, Sherry O'Terry or whatever, they start like making out to close out the segment. He goes, my back. He goes, oh, my back. And she's like,
my
oh,
back.
is it your back? And he goes, oh, is it my back? Yes, it's my back. But I never forgotten about that. And I thought about this so much while watching this, just because the idea of like, my back. And then the woman immediately going, what happened? Is it your back? So like, that's literally what Michael Cole was doing.
Yeah, just all like obvious, like over and over again. Like,
Did you see the clip of Michael Cole jumping up and down at the commentator desk like a little jackrabbit?
in this at this show?
Yeah,
Payback?
I think it was when I might be wrong, but I think it was when Rhea speared Kevin through the barricade. He had his hands on the desk and he was out of his seat. He was doing little like bunny hops as he was like screaming.
What, you ever see the clip of him yelling at I think it was Mania during the Usos match?
1D! 1D! You know what happened? Pat McAfee got him to smoke weed, and he's never been the same again.
Yeah.
That's my guess. That's my guess, is that somebody showed Michael Cole drugs. And drugs Michael Cole is awesome.
Yep. But that pretty much does it for the show. It was pretty whack overall, I thought. So
Yeah, and these photoshopped images of them, they don't even look human.
Of what?
Like, just of the wrestlers, like, like, I guess Rhea, like, it looks like somebody took Seth Rollins' face and put it on a different head for this match graphic. They always do that. They, like, the graphics...
Can you put it on the screen for us to see? Or
No, it's too much work. Just go look it up yourself. It's very odd.
Okay.
It's just very strange. Like,
but yeah,
Sami
what
Zayn,
about-
like, they Photoshop combed his beard. It's just weird. It's just strange.
AI generated.
I guess so. It looks like the wrestlers are actually AI generated at this point.
What besides what we talked about Raw, was anything noteworthy, or did you not really look?
No, I do know that they are well, obviously, they have Jey Uso on Raw.
Mhm.
So SmackDown is going to get like a compensation pick.
Well, I saw that Jay and Sammy kind of hugged it out.
Hugged it out.
It wouldn't be a wrestling show if the workers didn't hug it out. Because nothing says beating each other up in wrestling and bodily harm than grown men hugging each other.
Right. It's like they're all just upset about who is friends with who and who is no longer speaking. It's all about their feelings. You know?
Well, and if you don't like that, you're fired.
Well, if you don't like that, you must be a bad person,
Yeah. Yeah. What about, you looking forward to this superstar spectacle in Hyderabad?
Oh, hide your butt. No, I am not.
We know hiding your butt. So I guess they're running India. Guess they've done this before, and I just didn't know. Oh no, they did this back in 2021.
So it's SmackDown in India.
It says Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. This one just says Raw, but it's on the 8th. Interesting. So going head to head with SmackDown. I mean, it's everybody that's from Raw, though. That's the thing. It's Owens and Sammy versus Sangha and Veer.
Oh, Veer Mahan.
Finally on Raw.
Veer is coming.
Veer Mahan is finally on Raw.
Hey, congrats, buddy.
Rhea and Nat and Cena and Rollins versus Imperium. This is all Raw people. Because on the wiki it shows like promotion WWE, like this is for 2021. Promotion WWE, and then brands Raw, SmackDown, NXT. And then you go down to this year, 2023. Oh wait, that one was in St. Petersburg, Florida. Never mind.
No, that's not India.
So maybe this is
St. Petersburg.
This is definitely
India.
the first time this is the second time they've done this show, but first time they have done it. Oh, the first time was COVID. That's why. So January 2021.
Nice, solid.
WWE Thunderdome. So this is the first time in front of a live audience. But
Is Kane wrestling? Is Shawn Michaels wrestling? Or no, that's just Saudi Arabia. I keep getting confused. This is just a regular show in India. It's not like a Saudi Arabian super showsen.
No. This looks like it's just. I mean, there's only 3 matches, and it's tomorrow. So, I guess I could just read this. Superstar Spectacle is upcoming. Will feature wrestlers from the Raw brand. The Balo Yogi Indoor Stadium in Hyderabad, and then this will also be WWE's first live event. Held in India since December 2017. First one held in Hyderabad, unlike the 2021 event. The 2023 event will be a house show.
Huh.
So this is just a house show. So Smack, they're just off from SmackDown?
I have a
is
theory.
televised? Like, I don't even know what's.
I'm working on a theory. Oh,
Okay.
you know what? I think I heard that it wasn't going to be televised, but it's going to be like a Peacock special exclusive.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm very confused by this because it's Raw and a Friday. So yeah, so they're gonna have a normal SmackDown and then have a Peacock exclusive little house show.
Well, I have a theory. And a few months ago, maybe 6, maybe 8, I'm not really good with time, but a while back, you were hearing that it was right around the time of them announcing that Bianca and her husband were going to have their Hulu show.
Yeah,
It was like announced at like the quarterlies or whatever. And WWE was doing a talent search, like a Tough Enough reality show in India. So I would wonder, and I would bet you that when this reality show does eventually come out, whether it's a reality show or like a special documentary, I would bet you that the show culminates in whatever happens at India. Because there's going to be local talent that, like, so over the course of the show, Veer and Jinder Mahal are, like, training the next, and you probably, over the course, you realize how global WWE is. It's like a whole show about, like, finding new talent from India and stuff. So I wonder if, like, maybe that'll be, the site for one of the matches. Like, if Veer, for instance, is featured in this doc or this series, then it's like, oh, it'll culminate in Veer preparing to get ready for this big tag match against Kevin Owens and whatever in front of his family and so forth and so on. So that's
and this
my
show
guess.
televised. This Tough Enough was televised, or this was
Well, no,
maybe
I don't know what the status is, but I remember like 6 months ago they were like, oh, they're starting filming of this thing.
okay.
So, if you think about the filming of a documentary, it takes a few months, and then maybe they're getting ready, and there's a talent search, and whatever, and then, if Veer or whoever is wrestling this is the biggest match of my life, that's like a good...
Don't need Veer though. That's already have the best talent now, and he's coming
Dude,
to Raw.
I would watch a show about Veer. I would watch a show about Veer for sure, dude.
Veer is coming. So yeah, that's
He's like the Beatles in India, dude.
Huh?
Veer is like the Beatles in India.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's you already have the top guy, so
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, that's WWE for the week, I guess, right?
Is that a huge stack? Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. Hey, I think that's WWE for the week, everybody. Is that a huge stack of Veer figures next to you?
No, that's not Veer figures. That's other figures, but that's a lot of
Oh, wow. Cody Rhodes. That huge stack of AEW figures is all
that's
Cody
all
Rhodes.
8 figures all the way up. This is all WWE, and this is all Ultimates here.
That's
And
how
then
many, that's all the Bray
Or
Wyatt
is all
figures.
Yeah. That's all signed Bray Wyatt figures.
Yeah, that
all
you bought this last week, right. Wow, are those all on eBay?
What's up?
Are those all on eBay?
No. I'm just going through pricing everything, and I might like bulk get rid of some things, and then also list some stuff. Like the stuff that has accrued the best value, I'll put on eBay.
Is your eBay popping? Do you have like 100,000 followers?
I think I got like 80,
Hey,
but I have like over 500 feedback and probably, I don't know, thousands of transactions. So
thousands, literally hundreds.
if you want a figure, hit me up. Slide in my DMs.
I was just going to say, if somebody who's watching this program, because we don't have a lot of live, it's funny because on Tuesday we have more live viewers and less replayers, and Thursday we have less live viewers and more replayers. So, hey, if you're a replayer, shout out. Thanks for catching up on the show after it happens. If you ever want to join us live, we'll chat with you as best we can in the chat and, leave a comment. Tell us you're watching if you're a replayer. But to all the viewers right now or any of the replayers, what is the best way to purchase those Bray Wyatt figures from you?
You can hit me up on Instagram at the real Jedi Joe. No, yeah, that's the only way you can probably hit me up. I would say come by the Twitch channel, but I don't stream there much anymore. So
Twitch is dead. Video games are fucking dead. It's all about football now.
dead game.
Speaking of football, it invented one of the best things in history, and that's halftime, which is what we'll be going to right now.
7-7 tie game, but
Tie game. Let's go, Chiefs. Let's go, Chiefs.
We'll be right
Chiefs
back.
by a million. Take 5. Go get some more drink. Or whatever. Buy a few figures from Jedi Joe, and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and we are back. 5-minute break was successful. Might have been under 5. Might have been under 5, Joe.
The under. I think it was over.
I mean, it's 9 minutes left in the second quarter. It's only 7-7. Over, under number, looking at 51.5. That's a mighty tasty under for me right there. I like betting the unders. But like betting the unders is no fun because like who wants to root for somebody not doing stuff?
Score, don't score, no. Like,
Yeah.
dude.
Don't have fun.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Welcome back to hour 2 of Here Comes the... with myself, PK, and Jedi Joe. We just went over all things WWE that we can at least remember. So if you want to watch that on the replay, that is from, the first hour. In the second hour, we're going into AEW. AEW.
Brand. The hottest brand in the industry.
Hottest brand to talk about, coldest brand to watch.
I don't know. I mean, this week, these shows were a little better this week, I think.
It's because there's been a massive weight lifted off of the shoulders of everybody involved in the company, and that is because CM Punk was fired. He's just straight up fired. Tony Khan, the monitors fell on him, and we were right, Joe. You heard it here first. No, not the monitors. Feared for his life.
Monitors hit his head like the Braun Breaker stairs. Like that must have been because he said, "With cause, he's gone with cause." That might have been the most mumbo jumbo legal shit I've ever heard. That sucks.
Yeah, I feared for my life, and today they released Ace Steel. So for those of you holding out hope that Ace Steel was going to retain his job,
Wait, he was fired a long time ago.
No, he was fired when CM Punk got suspended the first time.
A year ago.
And when CM Punk came back, he was rehired, but only remote. Only remote. He could only Zoom call CM Punk from his home. So he was getting
What was his job? He was an agent?
I don't even know, actually.
He's Zoom calling, remote calling to produce the matches.
Yeah, I guess so. He's FaceTiming them. So he was rehired, but not in a in-person capacity because, look at the guy's teeth. He just looks like somebody who would bite somebody, Yeah,
I mean, he was crazy even the old ROH days.
Yeah, so...
and then they just fired him with no cause?
Well, they don't need cause to fire him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so CM Punk actually fired Saturday on Collision in Chicago. The Young Bucks went out after the cameras stopped rolling and did a victory lap. And
nobody was in the arena because they only get like a few thousand anyway. So.
We were just spent the whole first hour shitting on wrestling journalism. I saw a wrestling journalism report that said that after Tony Khan's initial statement, which opened up Collision, talking about another guy who looks like his family's being held hostage somewhere as he's like looking into the camera. They look like these like Taliban videos. Hello. I, Tony Khan, am speaking from my own brain. These words were not prepared for me. I reached the decision myself. And it's such bullshit.
I am not a number.
You can like read between the lines. He's like, we had our discipline committee, and then we sought outside legal counsel. And they recommended to me that CM Punk be fired, but it's my decision alone. Okay, sure, buddy. I feared for my life. Yo, and you know what's so crazy, Joe? They played that video package to open up Collision. And then in the arena, he did the same exact promo. Like
what? And then he have a chair with him.
So that if he's sitting down to show how serious he is.
That's why I started saying it was a work because he had a chair, and I thought he was like sitting there, like I'll stay here all night, like to kind of giving that vibe. And then the merch was still on the website, and I was like, this is a work. This is a work. This is a work. This is great. They're gonna use this. No,
doesn't seem like it. Does not seem like it at all. CM Punk fired.
I don't have any CM Punk figures, so.
Well, they're going like hotcakes.
I don't think they are because a lot of the elite marks that bought them like are just like fire selling them because they just believe all the Kool-Aid.
Are they fire selling them, or are they literally burning them in trash cans like when LeBron James left Cleveland?
That's they used to put the jersey on the stick and then
Yeah.
burn it.
That's what they're doing. You know who I've been thinking about a lot during this time is CM Punk crying guy.
Oh yeah. Like
Do you think that we could get him on the show?
I don't know how you're gonna get in contact with him.
I feel like there's got to be, if we dig deep enough, right around the time of CM Punk coming back, I feel like he was tagged in some stuff. Like, I feel like afterwards, CM Punk, like, met him.
That'd be great if we got him on the show.
I wanna know what he's up to. How's he feeling? You know, who knows? Maybe that whole shot was taken out of context, and he was just such a huge AEW fan that he was happy that CM Punk was in AEW. And
A huge moment, yeah, for him.
Maybe he was just overwhelmed by the moment. Not that he waited 7 years for CM Punk. So, you know, maybe this whole time he's been slowly hating him more and more and siding with the Elite and Hangman and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Did you hear what Eric Bischoff said about Jungle Boy?
Definitely, though, right?
Jungle Boy is suspended indefinitely, yes.
What does the word indefinitely really mean when it comes to that, though? Like, they don't have any plans to bring him back, but he is going to come back. It's just it's an open, extended amount of time.
Yeah, but I feel like when
not 90 days, it's not 1 year, it's just
yeah, but I feel like indefinitely, or at least in terms in over the scope of like real sports. In real sports, you get suspended for like 2 games, 10 games, whatever. But when you get in real sports, when you get an indefinite suspension, it's like really serious. Like suspended indefinitely is supposed to be like the most serious suspension.
Because it's a legal case. I mean, because Punk is fired with cause, so he's not getting paid, right?
Well, that's the vibe, yeah.
Yeah,
they didn't release him; they fired him with cause, so they don't owe him any money.
Man, that's a big old contract to not fucking get back.
Cost him money.
Cost him a lot of money.
He could have held out. Like, if he was going to come back just to get fired, he could have just held out and never come back and gotten paid.
Yeah. Instead of go back, it's kind of like maybe that was always the plan. Maybe it was like, I feel like it was definitely a plan for somebody, either to have him come back and do that, or he always planned to come back and like have that happen. But I don't know, maybe part of it was not getting fired with cause, maybe,
I think CM Punk is addicted to rageahol, honestly. I think he's a rageaholic.
I think he just, I deal with the same stuff in my career. Like, I just don't take any shit. I mean, I could take a joke, but when the bullshit starts flying and you have, people constantly behind your back and, weird fucking
behind, corner.
That's fine. That's who you're supposed to.
Behind.
The motherfuckers who don't say it that piss me off.
Now, in the restaurant business, if you are running behind somebody, you got to yell behind. But if you're off in a corner somewhere talking about somebody behind their back, do you also have to say behind?
No, you just look at them and act like they don't see you. I think that's how these people operate.
Oh, like as you're whispering and like
looking.
Or
Or you just make passive aggressive comments like jokes, but it's how you really feel.
I think the Young Bucks are the kings of the passive aggressive jokes. Oh, yeah. Do you think that it was a concerted effort? Like, do you think they all got together? Jungle Boy, Adam Page, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and they were like, listen, okay, he's coming back, but he thought it was bad before. We are going to leak everything to our journalists. We're going to leak everything. We're going to make his life a living hell. Every single thing that happens, we are going to, agitate him. We're going to poke him and agitate him until he does something to get himself fired.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem too far off.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was definitely some sort of coup going on, or Punk also had an agenda, probably also. But I mean, I'm just waiting for this footage to leak to TMZ of this fight.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
It's definitely going to happen once the price is right. There's cameras everywhere. Like, there was cameras right away when Ricky Starks was, at the Rumble.
Right. Somebody got that security footage somehow.
Like literally within hours, there was that footage. So they have the footage from Wembley. They just, due to it being a legal thing, they can't. But it's gonna leak eventually.
It's just so strange because, you know, we were talking about it last week. As Punk is wrestling his match with Joe, the story is already coming out on Twitter that like 10 minutes ago he beat up Jack Perry. So like that gets leaked so fast, but the footage doesn't get leaked. And it's weird because in some regards, you know, Punk hasn't spoken. I mean, Punk isn't really one to like, you know, do a
Go
whole
right on Twitter,
Yeah.
like he's better than that. But if you pay him, we'll talk about it.
Well, I think Tony Khan serves NDAs. Like he's got him in his little JanSport backpack. He just has an NDA ready to go. It's like Succession. Everybody gets NDA'd by the family, you know. So I think that Punk is NDA'd. Maybe even the people who were immediately in Gorilla, the legal counsel went around and was like, everybody sign this, everybody sign this, everybody sign this, you know. So it's like, I don't know. Who knows how much story will come out because of the NDA. The shitty thing to me is that I feel like at some point the Young Bucks will write a book and capitalize on it, or they'll release their own frickin' produced documentary telling their side of the story. I'm talking about like 10, 20 years from now. You know, and that's the thing is like the story is fresh now, but it's one of the most polarizing things in wrestling history. So the truth will get warped and written by the ones with the biggest mouths, you know,
Yeah.
and that's the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Whereas like CM Punk, and I respect him for this, like he seems more or less, I mean, now I'm thinking back and maybe the statement isn't true, but it doesn't seem like he's going to need to get it out. Like I feel like CM Punk could go to the grave with what happened and doesn't need anybody to hear
I mean,
his side
I
of
feel
the
this
story.
way about like some of these scenarios that I've been in. Like, I'm not gonna fight with you about it. I'll just walk out in the sunset, you know. And it's always the truth will always be interpreted by the people that talk the loudest, you know.
Right.
He did this, he did that, he was like this, he said that. Oh, he said that? Yeah, he said that. He said that. Oh, I believe you.
Right.
You know, and that's just, it's not doesn't only happen to me, it doesn't only happen to him. It happens a lot to people in this world, unfortunately.
Well, and as somebody who,
Very humbling when you see it on that level, though. So,
well, it makes me feel better. Makes me
No,
feel better about all the times
told him
that
that personally, though. Like when it happened, like when I met him, I was like, "Yeah, I deal with the same thing." He's like, "Yeah, I hear about it. I heard it's like that all over." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
You said that to CM Punk? When was this?
The first time, this was at Starcast when he did the Mike Johnson interview. The first time he spoke in years.
Right, and this is before he returned.
Yes.
It was when
And
he
he
was
talked
just doing
about-
Starcast.
About how people, like, he couldn't get time off, the staph infection, yada, 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 telling people to fuck off. He wasn't going to go to wherever, you know, like to whatever international tour and this and that. And then Mike Johnson's like, yeah, Becky and Seth Rollins just took off. Finn Balor just took off. And he's like, I tried to take off, you know, and he's like, well, you kind of started that. You walking out, you kind of maybe paved that road or initiated that. But that's how it ends up happening. It's like it could have been prevented, but now that this person has left, you know, now we can initiate this infrastructure and change these standards. But we lost this person, you know.
Yeah. I'm firmly on the side of CM Punk, you know?
That's, you know, my opinion. I'm definitely he's always right.
I mean, yeah, and it's sad to see everybody, all like the AEW zombies, kind of jump down his throat, and it's like
Zombos.
because I just love the idea that Luke Perry's entitled son got his ass kicked by a guy who's like 40. Like I love that. Any 40-year-old out there who wants to beat the shit out of a 25-year-old for talking shit, I applaud you. Good. You know? Like, whatever. New York hardcore. Thank you. Let's go. But, yeah, I don't know. I forget what I was saying. Did you hear what Eric Bischoff said about Jack Perry? Eric Bischoff lit Jack Perry up.
I did watch a little bit of him of 83 weeks this week, but I didn't watch the whole CM Punk opinion.
Oh, well, what I was going to say before is that, I love CM Punk and I'm on the side of him. I tend to agree with him. But I can look at the situation and go, okay, both parties acted not intelligently. Like, even CM Punk is at fault for some of his behavior and the way that he carries it.
Can't physically touch somebody.
Well, and even
still, how it ends up,
like,
it's that little like sneaky, like scummy, conniving shit that gets to someone so bad, in which they just like rage out. Like I've had the same things happen to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and so once again, CM Punk could control his rage a hall. Did he need to come out and do the whole peg warmer thing? Like, no, that was kind of irresponsible and stupid. So, even though I'm on the side of CM Punk, I could see that both sides have acted inappropriately. Whereas the AEW zombies,
warmer, that like he said that off the air, right, when he said Adam Page.
Yeah,
his figure was a peg warmer. Yeah.
So like, why would you do that? Nobody was asking you to do that.
Nobody and both sides were kind of just quiet. But then again, you don't know what was even said. There could have been things that were already being said backstage, and then he's hearing it through FTR or whoever.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna say something off the air. Fuck this guy."
Well, it's just annoying because the AEW elite camp, the fans who love them, I don't get the impression that they could take a step back and be like, well, the elite, I love the elite, but they were kind of stupid too. It's like the people who are anti-CM Punk are just 100% like, no, he's wrong, our guys are right. Whereas I feel like, even though I'm on the side of CM Punk, anyone who is on the side of CM Punk can also say like, well, he was kind of an asshole too.
Well, on the side of CM Punk, you could see in grays, where the side of the elite, you only see in black and white.
Right. That's a much better way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's finally out. He's a cancer. Da 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 da. Jericho was right. The elite was right. These guys got to go, or this guy's had to go. When he was the best merch mover, he had the best draw. That's why they wanted him out.
Well, I mean, are you sure he was the best merch mover? Because in that whole stack, you've told me you don't even have one single CM Punk figure.
I have I used to have a lot of figures, but like I said, everything's got a price. So
I hear you. And everyone's gonna pay on Joe's eBay. So Eric Bischoff came out and said that and I'm paraphrasing, I don't have the quote in front of me, my phone died, but it's basically like they should fire Jack Perry, they should just get rid of him. He goes, you're talking about not even a thimble full of talent. The only reason the guy is even there is because his dad was Luke Perry, who was on a soap opera. If he wasn't Luke Perry's son, he'd be on the indies making $200 a night, to which I said, $200? $200? Are you sure about that?
I did see that part. I forgot that.
Yeah, and he basically said the fact that he wanted to use real glass and thought that would actually further his heat on a...
Trying to get heel heat, brother.
Yeah, and so, and basically Eric Bischoff said he was an idiot and that everything he has is because of his last name. And, I hate to agree with Eric, Uncle Eric, but I think I do.
Nah, he has some good takes. I think I'm going to start watching 83 Weeks a little more now, too.
Yeah, I mean, I like the old guys. I'm rooting for the old guys now.
What, I don't know. Maybe Anna Jay has to do with it, too. Maybe they're still dating and she's influencing him.
Anna Jay. So I didn't watch 1 second of All Out. And now as I am pulling up the All Out results, I am realizing that I pulled up 2022's All Out results. Would you like to hear those?
No.
Okay.
2022?
Yeah.
That was Punk on that? Was that Punk in Kingston, or that was 21?
No, that was Punk and Moxley.
No. Yeah, Punk in Kingston was Full Gear the year before.
Yeah, I think this is the one where Punk beat Moxley and then went into the back and went on the tirade.
Yep. The actual show of All Out.
Yeah, let's talk about the actual show.
Opened up with Better Than You Baby versus the Dork Order. I pretty much said it was a whatever match and nothing special. I said Dork Order, but it was the Beaver Boys.
The Beaver Boys, yes. Soon to
Alex
be,
Reynolds,
soon to be NYWC Hall of Famers. Alex
Really?
Reynolds and John Silver. Yes, they're being
Really?
inducted in October or September 30th.
That's cool.
Yeah, Tony Nese, Mikey Whipwreck, Crusher Dugan, R.I.P., Trent Beretta of Best Friends. I said Tony Nese, Mike Mondo, and maybe a few other guys. I don't know.
Also after the match, Joe pushed MJF down the ramp, and they went into a brawl.
You know,
They did the lame thing where like the guy's going up, and for some reason they don't wait till he's in gorilla then hit the music. They just
right,
and
they
we
did
got a
the
short
overlap.
show.
Yeah.
We got a short show, but then now it's an angle. I'm like, whatever.
I mean, another step, and MJF would have fallen right off the side of that stage, dude.
Yeah.
Most dangerous thing.
At least, yeah. I mean, at least Punk didn't walk away like a bitch. I mean, Punk. At least MJF didn't walk away like a bitch. He just kind of went right for him. So they got a lot of heat.
I hate that wrestling is a meme. You know, it's like that. The only reason why they did that is because however long ago in 2017, MJF got pushed by Joe, he was the security guard.
Oh, is that what they were playing off of?
Yes.
I totally forgot about that. But yeah, I remember that. He's like, poof.
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
how many?
It was like a Goldberg entrance, right? Like,
right. And MJF was like walking side by side with him, and Joe was like, get the fuck back. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, he went like side by side or like just ahead, and he like pushed him back or something.
But it's true if you look at like Joe had security guards on both sides, and it's true. I don't know if it was planned or not, but MJF was definitely like kind of fast walking, trying to be like next to Joe. And Joe's like, get the fuck back, buddy. But yeah, so it's a meme. And within seconds of that push happening, how many freaking clips had pulled that moment and the other push, and they side by side, long-term storytelling. MJF and Samoa Joe planned this 5 years ago.
NXT.
Oh my God, it's an Easter egg.
They should have shown it. I guess they can't show it.
No, but MJF told the whole story on Dynamite last night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I saw that, but I didn't know what they were even, referencing, but whatever.
They were referencing the meme.
Yeah. The meme.
So now we're going to get Joe and MJF.
Well, before we do that, Joe had to wrestle Shane Taylor for the ROH TV title.
Oh, we were interested in that. I didn't watch any of All Out. How was that? Were you locked in on this?
Yeah, it was all right. Big guy match, but it was kind of a short one. It didn't really go into like overdrive, like a match we'll get to later in the show. But it was all right. And then it was Darby versus Luchasaurus for another TV title because everyone has to have a belt.
Yes.
Luchasaurus won with, I wrote down here, a sick finish, double tombstone buckled throw into a lariat. So he double tombstone 1, 2, and then flung him into the turnbuckle. And then when he dazed out, he clotheslined him behind his head and then pinned him. So I thought that was I saw some stupid mark saying that it made the tombstone look weak, that you don't need to do all that. But I don't think they understand wrestling.
I don't think they understand how weak Luchasaurus' tombstone is. It's not like the Undertaker's tombstone.
That's what someone was saying. It was like, this isn't Taker's tombstone.
Right.
Not the jumping tombstone, like American Badass, Big Evil style. Like, this is
it's just a guy who used to be on Big Brother doing a wrestling move.
Yeah, exactly. It was a good spot.
Christian Cage is one of my favorites.
I thought they were gonna have Darby win this, but apparently not. So,
well, Christian's too good, and you could kind of feel the Christian energy rising.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw at the press conference after the event, immediately sat down and said, "How's everybody's dads doing?"
Yeah.
Because like if your dad dies, Christian will be there to go like this to your mom.
Yeah. Say hi to your mom for me.
Call me.
Hobbs versus Miro. Now, this was a very important part to the show because it was a good match. It was a brutal long match. Not brutally long, but it was a brutal, hard hitting.
It was brutal and long, not brutally long.
Yeah.
It probably was both, actually.
Fans kind of hijacked it. Wasn't really sure what they were doing. You said you didn't see this.
Slap that meat. Slap
they
that meat.
Channing slap the meat and like trying to get meat over.
Because wrestling is a meme.
Yeah.
Society's a meme. And have you seen the meme of Big E saying, "I want to see big, sweaty men slapping meat, big, meaty men"? So in order to take that hilarious moment in time and drive it into the ground until nobody wants to ever hear it again, leave it to a bunch of fans to chant, "Slap that meat. Slap that meat." Whatever happened to Wardlow?
Get out. Hug him. What?
Hug it out. Slap that meat. Whatever happened to Wardlow, speaking of meat? He sucks anyway. Good riddance.
He needs to go. He'll go to the WWE and be like in the main of Mania 2026 or something.
Him versus Braun Breaker, crush the other man's head in stairs to win. It was the
Anna
show
came out
right. Okay, that's what I was getting to.
Okay, yeah, hot and flexible. What's her real name?
CJ Perry is her most real fake name.
Yeah, CJ Perry comes out hot and flexible.
Well, why do you keep saying that? Was that like in her theme music or something?
Literally comes up on the on the Tron like hot and flexible, and then she came out in heels, kicked the heels off, ran down, and then just distracted Hobbs, and then Miro hit him with a chair.
Right, so she tried to hit Hobbs with the chair. I saw this clip. Hobbs no-sold it, but that distracted Hobbs just enough, and that's the opening that Miro needed. However, that was not, despite popular opinion, CJ Perry and Miro, they did not hug it out after this. There's still tension. Because Miro is not forgetting when CJ Perry banged Bobby Lashley. He's never going to forget that.
Yeah. My redeemer.
It's going to take some pretty flexible maneuvers to get Miro to forget about the whole Bobby Lashley thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know what meme I saw. It was like a Dave Meltzer meme. Let me see if I can pull it up. It was like CM Punk gone, so and so gone. Best I can do is Lana or something.
It's like the Pawn Stars meme. Best I could do. Best I could do is CJ Perry.
Best I could do is CJ Perry. I'm not exactly sure where it was. Oh, here it was Tony Khan, and I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah, it's him in the Pawn Stars shirt.
Yeah, it's too bright. AEW fans thinking Sasha Banks or Edge were going to debut it All Out.
Best I could do
is Lana.
It's pretty funny.
Kind of a meme.
I'm kind of into that.
Next up was Statlander versus Ruby Soho.
Now, wait a second. Are you excited, Joe, about CJ Perry being all elite?
No, absolutely not. I don't think they're going to do absolutely nothing with this, and no
Do you
one cares.
think
So, just for the record, I love Miro. I thought he was one of the best TV title runs that they had, even though he didn't really defend it that often. But he had a good run, and he was pretty dominant.
Well,
I was kind of bummed.
I'm telling you right now that this whole storyline is leading to Lana and Miro hugging it out like Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth hugged it out back in the day.
That's all they know. That's all wrestling fans want.
It's just break up, reunite. Break up, reunite.
Yeah. Oh, yes. This is awesome. Statlander versus Ruby Soho for the TBS women's title. This was whatever match. Ruby Soho kind of sucks, to be honest with you.
Oh, she's the worst. Chris Statlander came out dressed like Derek Zoolander.
Tony Storm steals the ruby spray can. She also ran clearly in front of the ref. The ref Soraya was distracting, was on the apron distracting. I think it was Ref Turner, and Tony Storm comes out from under them, but then she goes like on the wrong side, then like stands up and then just runs past them, and obviously the ref it was like Metal Gear moment where the person you're standing like right in front of them, and it's like
They're just kind of out of the eye line there.
yeah, what was that noise? Yeah. So yeah, Tony Storm, I guess.
Who's that noise?
Yeah. I guess she's kind of defecting or whatever, but
Well, and did you see that last night on Dynamite they asked Tony Storm about this betrayal, and Tony Storm claims to have no memory of it.
like
Selective amnesia.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then she ended the interview and she goes, and remember this, watch out for the shoe.
Yeah,
And I
don't
was like,
worry. I'm gonna
what?
show Renee. I'm gonna show Renee in a little bit. Don't worry. Shibata Kingston versus Useless and Claudio. I just had a whatever next to it. Omega versus Take a Shit. Good match with Take a Shit going over clean. Expected, but didn't think they would do it.
Yeah, and they basically just did a Kenny Omega special, which is just taking like the craziest moves. Kenny Omega getting dropped on his head 1 to 2 times.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, these type of Kenny matches are awesome. And when Kenny decides to wrestle this type of New Japan Cleaner 2017 style match, it doesn't even matter who he's wrestling with. Well, I'm sure it does. That's just hyperbole, but you get what I'm saying. He can do the match.
Yeah, but
with
that guy
Okada.
can match his speed, and he's very athletic. Like
yeah.
it can like match his speed. So the hard strikes, the aerial stuff, the power moves. So that's
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
it's
wrestling
definitely
Sonata.
not,
He's like Onokada. It's wrestling kind of a Tanahashi. It's like even
Right.
though that guy is way younger and hasn't been to that level, he's basically treating it like it is. And yeah, when he gets locked in with a guy like that, it's a really good match.
Yeah, I instantly take that back. He can't wrestle that type of match with anybody, but when he partners up with somebody who can do that, and he decides to do it, it's fucking awesome every time. And I could and I only saw clips, and I'm very, very down on Omega because of the whole CM Punk elite bullshit nonsense. I'm kind of now firmly in the camp of a James E. Cornette, where it's like, yo, fuck these guys. Or a CM Punk. The only people softer than you are the wrestlers you cheer for. Which is an iconic line, by the way.
Yeah.
So I've been
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I'm kind of down on Omega, but when Omega decides to have like a 35-minute match where he risks his brain for me, I can't hate on him.
Yeah, well, that's the difference between a Punk supporter who can look in grays and not completely take it personal. I don't fucking know these people anyway,
Right.
But like you said, an AEW zombie will say, "Oh, I skipped that match. Oh no,
Yeah.
fuck that guy.
Sucked. That sucked. Yeah.
I don't care about that. Whatever." It's like,
Yeah.
they
And I
take
love
it
me
personal.
some.
The difference toward a breed.
I love me some James E. Cornette, but it's like I don't agree with what he says about Omega. I mean, his opinion on Omega is the one that I disagree with the most. Because I think, yeah, like I said, there's a gray area there. Omega's fucking awesome. See, that's the thing. All this wrestling fucking news and all this shit, it's like that scene in fucking Training Day, dude. Denzel Washington sitting there reading the newspaper, see this? It's 99% bullshit. But he's like, but you read it to understand what's going on in the world and what people are taking as truth gives you a better perspective. It's entertainment. You're gaining knowledge as long as you're reading it in a way that you are not accepting it as fact. It's helping your brain. So that's the way I view all these wrestling podcasts and all this stuff. That's not the way that any of you viewers should view this wrestling podcast. This wrestling podcast, you should completely agree with everything we say and believe. Everything else, though, grain of salt.
And hit the like button.
Yeah, and smash that like button.
You're going to the shoe program in Pelican Bay. Then there was an 8-man tag. I just said 8-man tag. Whatever.
Oh well, this was FTR and the Young Bucks, right?
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Absolutely nonsensical.
And it was a weird finish too, where it was like, I don't know, they're kind of like going to continue the angle, like, oh, sorry, I wasn't there for you, and we took the L when nobody wants.
Oh, because there was a miscommunication.
Yeah.
Wow, so they're not doing the trilogy, they're doing the Hellraiser filmography. They're doing 12 matches, not 3.
Saga. Gonna do a saga. Yeah.
Right.
Remember when they did that with what was that? All those matches they did with Pentagon and Phoenix, the Young Bucks, and like somebody
best
else.
of 7.
Was it a best of 7 just with Pentagon,
no.
Phoenix, Young Bucks?
Joe. That's what they're gonna do, dude. No, because wrestling's a meme. There's no more original ideas left. So the Young Bucks are like, yo, you remember when we did the best of 7 series? Well, long-term storytelling.
It was a trios match.
It was a trios best of 7.
It was Omega and the Bucks versus Pac and Pentagon Phoenix.
It's actually like genius business, because it's like, let's say you're a wrestler who wants to get paid, right? So obviously you want to have as many big money matches as you can. So let's say, you have a big match with CM Punk. You try to get him to do the trilogy. Like, oh, yeah, man, hey, we got to do a trilogy, because you want to get like 2 more big matches out of it, 2 more paydays, right? Young Bucks, they're playing chess. They're like, no, what we do is best of 7. Yeah, like that's our specialty. Best of 7 over 2 months, main event every night. Yeah, that's our thing now.
Beat the horse to death.
Yeah, no, we're best of 7 guys. We don't do trilogies anymore.
Yeah, because it's just them. Like, oh, it's like basketball. It's like the Bulls. We wear Jordans. Ha ha.
So
like, nah, bro. That ain't
and I'm
it,
so
bro.
sick. You see that MJF and Adam Cole had Jordan Pippen jerseys on, and like,
yeah. Oh no, that was shirt. The Better Than You Baby shirt was designed like a Bulls. Wait, no, did they wear the jerseys on Dynamite, or like, because at All Out it was the shirts, I believe.
Yeah, it was the shirts. The same thing where Samoa Joe pushed him. They were wearing. I guess they just had the regular.
Yeah, it was a black shirt with like Better Than You Baby, I guess, in kind of like red and black,
like Bulls font. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Bulls like legit jersey looking number and like D clothesline or something like that on the black.
By the way, if you want to head on over to boulevardbullies.bigcartel.com, we had the Michael Jordan Bullies word in Bulls font years ago.
Whoosh. So the main event, Moxley versus Orange Cassidy. Glorified squash match with Moxley winning. What a joke, I said.
Yeah, and Moxley had to bless himself. Not because of what was about to happen to him, but because of what he needed to do to finally put Orange Cassidy down. He said, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Forgive me for my sins. I'm about to murder this fucking guy. And then he did. And then Orange...
Yeah, we didn't need to do that. He didn't need that W. He didn't need that belt. But Tony lets him and Renee run the show. So.
Oh, you said that you had scathing Renee comments.
Well, that's if we're done talking about this, then I want to move on to Dynamite and shit on her for a little bit.
Let's move on to the final 10 minutes of each program is shitting on the Moxley family, a new segment. Renee Moxley good.
So Dynamite. So yeah, All Out was kind of. I mean, besides maybe like 1 or 2 matches, it was kind of whatever.
Yeah, what they needed to do is have Jungle Boy versus CM Punk in a real glass pit fight, Taipei death match. That's what they needed to do.
But the like Orange Cassidy did, he put his hand in the bucket.
Yeah, the Balls Mahoney Ian Rotten Taipei death match. I would have tuned in for that.
Dynamite was from Indianapolis, Indiana. Orange Cassidy came out first. He does not have a catchphrase. I guess Tony Khan's new idea for the month is having wrestlers come out before other wrestlers are back in the gorilla yet.
Yeah, it took him
because this happened again. He started going back. Moxie's music hit. He's coming out. I hate that entrance, by the way. I think it's the most annoying entrance in all of wrestling. Is coming out to Wild Thing and coming out and acting like a hard ass. And like the arena doesn't really sing it anymore. You know, it's just
spewing and spitting your water all over people.
Yeah, like just knocking people over and just being like
getting lost, like getting turned around along the way.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess they're going to continue being doing the serious Orange Cassidy thing.
Do you think that Tony? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Do you think that Tony was so in love with the? That's his new thing, flavor of the month. It's like the guys cross over. And Tony Khan's like, yeah, and we're going to do that with Moxley and Orange. But, like, he forgot that Moxley comes from, like, the back. So, like, he told Orange, he's like, go, Orange, and then we're going to have Moxley come out. You guys are going to, like, brush shoulders. So then Orange is standing at the top of the ramp. Moxley's coming in from the garage, and everybody's just confused. Like, it's just a detail they forgot to mention. That's what I think happened in my match.
He had something with, because it was AR Fox versus Moxley. So AR Fox came out with somebody. And they had they kind of looked at each other or something like that. I don't know, maybe with Darby.
Oh, yeah. That was really awkward, too. It's like Orange just, like, looked at them.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Maybe, like, Tony is just, like, he's got a lot on his mind. So it is what it is. Moxley
he's got a lot on his mind. He's fearing for his life. You remember those bruises that Trish Stratus had? Well, her entire body looks like Tony Khan's thigh where the monitor landed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moxley versus AR Fox.
Bad
Moxley
Charlie horse.
Yeah, leaves and stupid angle with Darby, Wayne, and Christian after the match. I don't know. I kind of didn't word that properly, but yeah, they just continue to do that, and I guess it's going to be Darby versus Christian again, or Wayne or Nick Wayne versus I don't know.
I fucking love Christian. Did you see the clip of him at StarCast where some little girl wanted to take a photo with him? And she was holding a little, I guess she had what was it, the $1 million championship belt. So, it's being filmed by not the dad. The dad is taking the photo, and this must be a 5-year-old girl. And Christian, he's just standing, and he's got his facial expression for this current run is perfect. He has practiced it perfectly. He's just the turtleneck scowl is so dope. So anyway, he's doing the thing, but he's being cool. He's in character, but he's still being cool to the kid. And it's being filmed by a fan, kind of voyeuristically watching this interaction. Mm-hmm. And then during the picture, he's he's doing it. And then the dad's like, oh, thank you. He goes, oh, wait. And Christian goes, wait, one more. And he takes the belt. He reaches down, takes the belt off the little girl's shoulder, throws it over his own shoulder. So he's holding both belts. And still scowling, still not smiling, but then the dad took the picture, and Christian then he instantly broke character, was a normal guy. It's Edge and Christian reeking of awesome. He's and he's oh we should all take a photo, and he told the dad no, let's do another one, It's what a fucking dope guy. It was just a great, made me feel good moment. Another older guy
Edge
who knows
what's show is one of the funniest things I used to watch. Did you ever
watch
watch
Edge and Christian show?
It was on the WWE Network.
Yeah, of course. They basically made fun of Tony Khan every single week before we knew who Tony Khan was.
They used to make they made fun of didn't they make fun of AEW and stuff?
Oh well, no, because AEW didn't exist, but they definitely had a segment where they both wore Bullet Club shirts and
that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I knew it was some sort of indie thing or something.
The Lions won?
No, it's only halftime.
Oh, my God. Don't scare me like that. Joe already got his early payout. Now we need Chiefs money line. Let's go.
Yeah. So next up was Statlander versus Emi Sakura. I wrote, Lord help us. And I didn't really, and I watched the match.
Are you familiar with Emi Sakura, her work, her career in any way?
He had the Freddie Mercury gimmick.
Right.
That's it. And she's not good in the ring. And that's it. I think she's an older, maybe when she was younger, maybe she did something. I feel like it's just.
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
I think it's just like how they hired a lot of the Joshi girls, like Kenny Omega brought all them in,
Yeah, they hide him in his closet.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, that'll eventually come out. So,
It's like the Seinfeld episode, like they sleep in drawers in Kenny Omega's house.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Roddy.
It's a Seinfeld joke, not a racist joke.
Yeah. Neck brace Roddy's in full.
I'm loving neck brace Roddy.
Now I'm liking it because now they're like going with it, like they're really going with the gimmick.
Put the neck brace
I
on.
didn't think it was a gimmick at first. I thought he just had a brace on. I'm like, okay, and then now it's like he's sitting. It was like a promo of him, like, bitching to Adam again, like being all like wishy washy.
And as soon as he won his match, they ran in the ring and put the neck brace back on him.
Back on, yeah.
So good, so good. And by the way. Oh, maybe I'm jumping ahead, but Samoa Joe tried to murder MJF, and so Adam Cole ran out to save MJF. But when Samoa Joe broke Roddy's neck, Adam Cole was nowhere to be found.
Exactly.
Long-term storytelling.
Then there was another Jericho segment at Aussie Open. I actually, Jericho and Sammy versus Aussie Open, it was actually a good match. So, and then
and I caught the tail end of that where there was, I guess, a miscommunication between Jericho and Guevara. And it's not like neither one of them turned on the other. It's just that Sammy is frustrated and Chris understands why he's frustrated. So, Sammy walked out on him and then Chris, you saw him in the ring going, damn it, shoot. So, I don't know. It's basically the same thing as every other AEW storyline. They're either going to hug it out.
Nowhere. Going nowhere quick.
Long term.
Yeah, very long term.
Involving
apparently.
hugs.
This is going 10 years with this angle. Yeah. Jesus. Then we got probably the best segment on the show, MJF and Samoa Joe. What did I say? Pretty good for the most
Pillsbury
part.
Joe boy.
Oh, no. Pretty good, but with some weird insults from both guys with a good fight. Liking this so far.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like some of those were good, but then like some of Joe's rebuttals were like weird. They weren't like mega cringe, like some of the promos you may be seen, but like,
I think that Samoa Joe is basically cringe proof to me right now.
Well, then he just has to call people bitch at the end.
Bitch.
I'm gonna my bitch. And everyone's like, oh.
The cringiest he was is when he was doing all that gyrating and shucking and jiving when he was under the Sweet Tooth mask. That was Twisted Metal was the most cringe thing that Samoa Joe's done recently.
I guess they're going MJF neck nerve injury kind of angle maybe with this and sell the Muscle Buster.
Have you ever worn any of this tape?
Oh, I've wore like compression stuff.
But you're talking about a compression sleeve or...
I've done compression. The only thing, because, I got a messed up back. So I wear compression sleeves on my legs to, like, kind of mute the nerve stuff during work.
Have you ever considered just taping a whole bunch of this tape on your back, fixing you right up? What?
What is it supposed to do?
I don't know. That's why I was asking you, because it's like...
I thought it was always just a trend.
I don't know. There's some guys...
They have it all over their arms. Like, it's like a circle and then a star and then lines, and it's all going everywhere.
It's kind of like... it's kind of like dumb wrestlers. It's kind of like cupping for dumb wrestlers. Like it's like every so often you'll see a wrestler who has like the cupping stuff, and now you got the tape.
Yeah, I guess the cupping trend is out because they realize, because I used to do the cupping too. If you do the cupping enough, you don't get the rings anymore because your blood is like not as stagnant because you're getting all that shit pulled out. And then you can't tell everybody that you're getting cupping.
Right. So what's the point?
So, what's the point? If I can't wear this low cut shirt or this like tank top and show off my cupping marks, why should I go get it then?
You got to get the tape. You switch to the tape then.
The tape everybody sees. Yeah. Oh, I got something going on over here, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we try to? Maybe we should buy a roll of this tape.
I bet it's very expensive.
Well, maybe you just buy a piece. Maybe just buy like a 6-inch piece.
Yeah. Athletic
Can we do like an on-air
athletic tape. Yeah.
tape thing?
I mean athletic tape.
Not athletic tape.
Yeah, that's like this stuff. No, I got it here.
No,
It's,
like sports.
Yeah, cotton, elastic, athletic.
Oh, cotton elastic, you see. See, I thought that maybe it had like magnets in it or some shit.
I gotta look at a description of what actually goes into this. This guy's covered in it. Skin health solution. Adheres the values of honesty and sets the long-term development strategy. Integrate medical products into your daily life. Okay. Whatever.
All right. Well, forget that idea. Fuck that tape.
Wait, how much is it?
It's like $30 a foot.
Only $8.
Ah.
Or $8 for 16 feet. Next up,
Joe, that much tape that might fix your back right up if you just wrap it, just wrap it around your waist, dude.
But you guys won't be able to see it on the air, so what's the point?
Well, we'll be able to see you got a little, spring in your step.
Yeah. Gotta put it on my neck, brother. Roddy versus Trent. I saw that Chuck Taylor came out and he's wearing sunglasses to cover
Because
up
his face is melting.
Did you see the Jim Cornette thumbnail that was making fun of him?
Oh no!
It was like, you know how Chuck's got like, the gums,
Yeah.
and then he's got the red. So it was like him smiling with the teethy gums, and then the red cheeks, and just like a thumbs up.
Oh no!
Like somebody was like farting on him or something. What exactly it was?
I'm looking for it right now.
Oh man,
Poor Chuck. It's like I kind of started making fun of him last week, and now Corny's on it. I feel like when the time is right, it's gonna be like, I have cheek cancer, and you are all bad people for making fun of me. It's
I think you might
alopecia.
be right about.
Yeah,
I think you might be right about him drinking though too. But yeah, who knows?
Chuck Taylor, world famous alcoholic.
But it was a good match, Roddy and Trent.
Allegedly.
They're also having Roddy still use the kill switch engage, so that's cool.
Yeah, I love that song. I love it. It's a great wrestling entrance song.
End of Heartache, right, or something? Yeah, the neck brace back on Roddy. So
pop that brace right back on.
Yeah.
Chris,
now we're up to the Renee segment of the show.
Hey.
Backstage segment where she steals heat from talent. This time from Toni Storm. So, yeah, Toni Storm. I'm liking Toni Storm's, Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, at least she's doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? At least it's something.
But Renee steals from the segment. She'll start getting these mannerisms and like doing all these things and like kind of saying things and like little quips and everything, and it just like takes away from the worker. Like a lot of people want to be a part of the show. Like Sam Irvine, she wants to be a part of the show. Renee wants to be a part of the show. They're talented, but they're not talented enough to have characters.
Right. They're supplemental talent. Yeah. They're there to
like this and then be like, maybe do that, or like, okay, thank you, and just say that. No, I want to be like, well, what's the dip at this? Oh no. Oh God, no.
Right. And it's really breaking old school wrestling rules, because it's like you can make an inquisitive look, but if you give them a little bit of attitude, the wrestler should like smack the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Like especially if it's a heel, and maybe Toni Storm isn't the most fired up heel. She's more of like a delusional heel. So I guess you could make a case that it's not exactly logical for her to pick up on like a micro facial of Renee and then like beat her up. But that, in theory, that's kind of what we're talking about. It's like if you show up the heel by like wrinkling your face and giving them like some attitude, then the wrestler, especially the heel, should like pick up on that and yell at you.
Yeah.
And then that's the problem, because much like Jungle Boy thinks that he could just say, "Hey, you gonna do something about it?" See, that's the problem. All these people say, they're so used to saying, "What are you gonna do about it?" and then the other person doing nothing about it. Right? So just like Jack Perry thinks that he could say that and nothing happens to him, Renee can like make a weird attitude face like, "Oh, okay, psycho," and like there are no consequences. Where it's like, yeah, that's how she's showing up Toni Storm.
Yeah.
Like you could be like a little like confused and kind of like look in the camera like Mean Gene and kind of share a glance with the audience.
Well, Gene used to say jokes.
Right.
Remember? He would make jokes and stuff, and it would work,
But he would
I guess it all depends on your delivery if you're like really improving the segment or taking away from the segment.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Away from that, she steals heat and she takes away from the fucking segment.
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, in the modern environment, stealing heat isn't that big of a deal because there really isn't that much heat anyway.
No, there isn't. No, it's just
it becomes
it's short term, long term booking. Sorry,
long term storytelling,
brother. Yeah. So she didn't have a lot of segments on the show this time, but that one week she was on the show 6 fucking times.
That was leading into Wembley. Yeah. It's weird because I really liked her a lot on WWE. And I really liked her a lot on that show she was on with CM Punk and Saraya and Booker T.
I think Moxley has like indoctrinated her, and then maybe like her having her podcast has also like gave her a little too much like freedom. Like, I'll just do this here too. I'll just be me like I am my podcast. Oral sessions. Get it?
Yeah. And the worst thing that any wrestler let me try to rephrase this. Whenever you watch documentaries about the Attitude Era, Undertaker, Godfather, The Rock, Stone Cold, the list goes on. They all say one thing. The key to making a good wrestling character is being yourself and turning it up to 11. How many times have you heard that, Joe?
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is, when Renee does it, it's not as cool as when Stone Cold did it. Like, the answer is no longer being yourself times 11. The answer is to be a character. Everything's cyclical. So no more turning your actual personality up to 11. Be a different personality. Be Toni Storm. Be MJF. Don't turn yourself up to 11. I don't want to see... Nobody... Stone Cold was interesting at 6. So when he goes to 11, it's cool. Undertaker, The Godfather, all these fucking guys who, like, benefited from the Attitude Era and the newfound realism. Well, realism is fucking lame now in wrestling because none of them are interesting. Is this what happens when the wrestlers don't do drugs? I feel like...
darkest point of their minds.
I feel like Moxley took Renee and he's like, "I will give you a piece of advice. Be yourself, turned up to 11."
Exactly, and she's turning it up, and it comes off too try hard.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Let's turn it back down to 9. All right, everybody, let's bring it back down from 11. Let's go to an 8. Let's go to an 8. All right. Thank you.
And the next segment, it was Hangnail and Swerve in a promo.
Oh, this is where Hangman said that he donated the fake money that he won in the fake match to the Teachers of Chicago.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, that's not what I want to talk about, though. That's not what I want to talk about.
I'm from West Virginia."
Yeah, I want to talk about and then all of a sudden, wow. How funny is Nana, man? He's not even doing a promo. He's just dancing now.
Because you know what? It's like, well, I'm the manager. I'm the mouthpiece. And they don't even let me speak, so I might as well just dance.
Exactly. They don't let him. Why don't they let him talk? They let Swerve talk. Swerve is awful on the mic.
He's so bad.
So I don't know. I guess he just starts fake shooting on him or something.
Am I doing it right? I can't do
something like that.
I'm not very coordinated. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess they're gonna have a match, and he's saying he's on the Elite's coattails, or I don't know, some shit
Yeah,
like
who
that.
cares? Don't care.
And then the main event was pretty weak, but the main event was Darby and Nick Wayne. Darby won. But all of this is leading into a tournament and a Grand Slam. So
I remember when I liked
Darby
tournaments.
and Roddy is next week then, and then more collision matches. No. Darby, I don't know. I saw the bracket, but it all leads to a match versus MJF at Grand Slam. So it'll probably be Joe.
Oh, because Joe entered the same tournament that Roddy is now in as well.
Yeah, if you look at both sides of the brackets, it's going to be Joe versus Pentagon. Joe versus Jeff Hardy,
Classic.
and
Instant classic.
it's the classic.
But you're saying that the finals of the tournament are not going to be at Arthur Ashe. The finals of the tournament will be held before, and the winner of that will fight MJF at Grand Salami. Tickets on sale now, $5. And a Coke can.
Yeah, they're already giving away tickets to Grand Slam. So I forgot who I had the thing up today. The bracket.
All right, I don't care about that. We ran over again.
It's all right.
We cannot keep the show under 2 hours. Well, Thursday, I mean, we're going to have to start getting stricter on time because next week, if my fantasy guys are going, I'm going to have to keep an eyeball on the gridiron.
Yeah, we talked a lot about betting and stuff today. So
That's right.
it won't be like that every week.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Whether you watch live or you do a replay, smash that like. Turn your interest for this show up to 11. Buy Joe's hundreds upon hundreds of CM Punk, Samoa Joe, Terry Funk action figures on his eBay or on his Instagram. Follow Boulevard Bullies on all social media platforms. Big Cartel, boulevardbullies.bigcartel.com has merchandise, including Here Comes the Lame t-shirts. Only $20. Thank you, Bren. Thank you, Urka. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. I saw Brian in here earlier. Joe, any final words?
Seems like AEW slowly might be turning it around now that the evil CM Punk's not around.
A massive weight lifted off of their shoulders.
But then again, any improvement by them is like considerable improvement, when you're at the rock bottom that they were.
Nowhere to go but up. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your presents. Out of time. Yeah, let's do the thing. Out of time. Bye-bye.